Hi everyone, I'm using the Crow Tarot today for our reading. I'll choose 3 cards, read the base of the pack, and I'll also choose 3 from the Destiny pack as well, as we're on the beginning of this new week. Big energies coming from the cosmos as we may start to feel them. There we have the 3 of Swords jump out as I'm speaking. So old emotions coming to the surface, and it's how we interpretate those emotions. So if we go back into those painful times of when we were betrayed or when we were let down or in past relationships, we start to churn that energy over. When in essence, this season, this eclipse season in Scorpio, is bringing it to the surface to make us aware of what we're holding in our hearts. Tomorrow, we have the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, and this is where the sun and moon come into conjunction in the star sign of Scorpio. But also joining that conjunction is Venus. So when planets come into conjunction, all the energy merges together. So we get an upgrade of their energy. So Venus is communicating through this partial solar eclipse. Venus is asking us to be gentle with ourselves, to really show ourselves love, to spend that time in the energy of healing deep wounds, taking a salt bath as we're Scorpio. This energy is very watery, so having a nice salt bath and allowing anything that we are holding on to, seen or unseen, to just come and dissolve into the water, into the salt water. Salt water brings out negativity from our energy field, from our bodies, draws it out, and as we take the plug out, see the energy, whatever it may be, bringing to the surface for us. It will be different for us all. Whatever is coming up over the next week until we come into the full lunar eclipse in November. So whatever comes to the surface, be gentle, do the cleansing work, go out into nature, walk barefoot to keep ourselves grounded, as this is a very watery energy, very unstable, moving into the stability of the full lunar eclipse in Taurus. So this is an unstable time, and if we look outside of ourselves into what's going on in the outside world, we'll see that nothing is stable. Everything is up in the air. We will only find the stability when we look within, going into the core of our being. And even though this card is one of sadness, of old emotions coming to the surface, and the 3 of Swords is our thoughts, so thoughts that hurt our heart. So when we have been treated badly in the past, we will have those thoughts that will go into the storyline of, what did we do wrong? Were we not good enough? Blaming the others, blaming ourselves, the old storyline. So these emotions coming to the surface are asking us to change our thoughts concerning whatever pain is being brought up, to know that it was part of our life lesson, and that is sometimes difficult to digest. But as we've gone through those lessons, we have come out in a beautiful place of wisdom, of non-judgmental, of no matter what anybody's going through, we do not judge. When we go deep into these murky waters of Scorpio, we find pearls of wisdom that are so beautiful that it dissolves all the murkiness because we gain the wisdom. So this is a beautiful time that's going to bring up hidden insights. The shadow side of Venus is where we can become too possessive in love. We start to be over nurturing. So watching out for anything, as Libra is still in play during this solar eclipse. Watching and being aware of coming out of alignment in our relationships. Sorry, my nose is so itchy and spirit all around us. So being extra vigilant on not stepping into any drama, not creating any drama, and not judging either. If somebody does have some drama going on in their life, that's their path. It doesn't mean that we all have to jump in and take sides, because if we do, we're coming to this separation, to sit in this state of allowing these emotions to come to the surface and to honour them and look at everything that we've been through. But it's not just this lifetime, it's past lives also coming to the surface in this time for us to heal, for us to see with clarity that everything is karmic. So whatever challenges we're going through, it's a karmic time for us all to really come into the awareness of, I do not want to create any more karma. And Scorpio energy is one of being stubborn, so we can reflect it onto the others. Our ego will want to reflect it out, that it's their fault and they're doing everything within their power to have one over on me or gain some kind of power. And when we step out of that arena, a big weight lifts from our shoulders. That the only person that really knows us, knows me, knows you, is ourselves. And all the strength that we will ever require in our lifetimes is within us, not by trying to outshine anyone or try to diminish anybody else's light. To really know the powers within. So this card falling out is so apt for the energy, and is a reminder also to keep grounded, to use our crystals, to use our oils, to use our batch remedies, our flower remedies, whatever it is that we use on our clients, to actually use for ourselves, having the salt baths, putting oils in, putting geranium in if we're feeling a little bit out of alignment or our emotions are really starting to come to the surface. Using the salt to cleanse our energy field and our emotion, our physical, mental and emotional bodies bringing us into alignment. And to also use amethyst. You've just brought amethyst through. Amethyst is an emotional cleanser. It transmutes old emotions, any negative energy, but old emotions, old emotional pain. So holding amethyst, placing it on our hearts or on our crowns, wherever we feel our body needs it, and to release tension from our bodies during this time, because we store emotional pain in our bodies. So if our shoulders are tense, to make sure we're relaxing and letting go. If our hips, we store so much emotional pain in our hips that we don't want to move forward. It creates a lot of pain moving forward. To relax our hips, to open our hips, to allow our bodies to just relax, to let go, because this energy is coming and working its way through us, and it can easily get trapped in areas of our body where we're tense. So letting go. And as we're going through this season of this eclipse, finding out more about ourselves, being at peace with where we are in this time of a time of forgiveness also, which comes up at this time of the Scorpio eclipse. Letting go of any unforgiveness, anything that we may have trapped in our hearts, any pain that we have trapped in our hearts, we are holding it there with memory, with thoughts. So place a amethyst bubble, tumblestones of amethyst all around our bodies, and allow it to transmute and transform anything that is coming up to the surface, to be cleared. We're in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is the death card in the tarot. So this is a time of death and rebirth. So as we let those layers fall away, we open ourselves and we rebirth ourselves with the truth, our authenticity. So we're all travelling through this time together to support each other, to be there to listen, to be on the other end of the phone if anyone requires that. They need someone to listen. And it doesn't mean that we have to have all the answers. We are releasing now, releasing stored emotion that we've not spoke about. It's in the hidden depths. So this is a time of really allowing whatever is trapped within now, in those murky waters of Scorpio, in that deepest emotions to surface, and ask ourselves, do we want to project this emotion out into our life, onto our children, onto the people that we love, so that then becomes part of the pattern? Or are we going to take a deep breath and breathe through it? Breathe through whatever is coming, because right at the core of every uncomfortable feeling, Scorpio brings this beautiful pearl of wisdom. Venus is there assisting with love, with the energy of the Empress, with the Mother, the Divine Feminine, nurturing us through this time. And the sun is shining, giving us the strength and the power to move through. And of course, the moon our intuition, our feelings. So deep, deep time, beautiful time of giving ourselves space, using our healing gifts on ourselves. So I'm setting the intention for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. So we have the Chariot, things starting to move, and I'm using the Crow Tarot because the crows keep coming visiting me. So that's 1, 2, the Page of Swords. We're going through this time of learning. And 3, the Moon. Wow. This solar eclipse is going to change and transform our lives. We have the Chariot, and this is a major arcana. So this is things starting to shift now. Movement in our ascension, in our evolution. That we're breaking these old patterns from our ancestors so that we don't reprogram them into our children, our grandchildren and generations to come. We're bringing ourselves into this place of equilibrium. And on this card we have the Moon Crescent, the Reef from the World card, completion, and the Crow flying, being free from limitations. And as we free ourselves from limiting patterns and beliefs from the past and the illusion of what's going on in the outside world, we then we become expansive. And this is what this beautiful time is assisting us with. Then we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a young energy, and this is us going back into the student, learning about ourselves, learning about our thought patterns, being the student during this time, gaining the wisdom from unseen energies that we have been carrying, unseen patterns that we have been carrying through our life and lifetimes. The Page is new energy, learning, thoughts coming in, wisdom coming in, assisting us. We are in a time of our lives that we have never faced before. And we've done the work, we know what to do. And again, yes, this is the master, the student becoming the master, doing the work, but also going back into that student of putting everything that we have learnt, all our life lessons, our wisdom, into being. Actually practicing now what we preach, living what we teach, becoming the student. And we're always learning. There's always those pearls of wisdom for us to find. And then we have the Moon. So this solar eclipse, the crows bringing the messages asking us to listen within, listen to those thoughts that really hurt our hearts, and the words that we say from those thoughts that hurt other people's hearts. The solar eclipse there has got Pisces at the bottom, and we are in Pisces is the time of completion, and Jupiter moves into Pisces on the 27th, so 2 days after this eclipse we come into this beautiful time of peace and harmony. And as we stay in that place, we create that harmony all around us, that beautiful connection with our higher self, with spirit, seeing with clairvoyance, hearing with our clairaudience, the pureness of spirit, the higher frequencies coming through for us to speak and to create. The bird there, there's a crow in the cage feeling trapped. So any emotions coming up, any thoughts, and our thoughts, it's only our thoughts that keep us trapped in those cages, back us into a corner, paralyze us. So the moon is bringing up a shadow side that is an old illusion, an old fear, keeping that shadow side stuck in that cage when it wants to fly, come into the light. And as we accept our shadow side with love, and everybody else is shadow side, we're all learning, we're all here, we're all the pages. Even though we have gained the wisdom, we're still learning. None of us are in that place of completion. And as we honour and bring our shadow side into the light, not pretend it's not there, really honour it, that is when so much beauty comes into our lives. Our shadow side holds immense wisdom and is now coming up to be listened to and honoured and loved. And as I'm speaking, Archangel Gabriel is stepping forward and asking us to call upon Archangel Gabriel for any inner child healing that may be coming to the surface. It may be disguised in something else. It will never be the exact same thing as we have gone through as children. It will be disguised, and it will keep going through that shape-shifting disguise until we actually listen and hold our inner child with love, like we do our children, our grandchildren. Love our inner child the way we love all children. Our inner child holds immense gifts, beautiful gifts there that have been closed down over the years. Now he wants to break free from this cage and shout from the rooftops of all the gifts that we hold within. A beautiful time of delving deep and setting ourselves free. And the base of the card is the King of Swords. Sat there again, it's our thoughts. Being aware where our thoughts are taking us and where we are placing our attention. Because where we place attention, we give life to. Being gentle with our thoughts. Being kind. Having those kind thoughts. As we choose kinder thoughts, we become enlightened. And you can see the crow sat there on the throne with the sword facing upwards, that beautiful connection. It's not pointing at anyone, it's up, bringing those downloads from Venus that's in conjunction with the sun, of love, of keeping our visions clear, our thoughts clear, and we'll come through this Scorpio eclipse more evolved. So I'm asking now for a message from the Destiny pack for the highest and greatest good for anyone who views this video. There we have one. We have the 4-leaf clover. 2, relationship. Underneath the moon, the home. And the base, underneath the king, is the sun. So we have the 4-leaf clover, our look changing as we cleanse those murky waters of our old stagnant emotions, and we start to move into happier times, luck, good fortune. As we ascend, we open up and draw in beautiful energy, heavenly energy. So things starting to change now. Luck starting to shine upon us all. Then the page is with our relationship. So we are going through this learning of realizing that everything is a reflection, a perception of our own and our childhood relationships. We project into our grown-up relationships, and to be aware of that we are not projecting old breakups and abandonment or rejection into the relationships that we are in this moment. So this is a learning. We're going through a learning of not projecting our past into our future. And as we alchemize it here in this time, we see wonderful things in our relationships that we've not seen before. So a beautiful time of learning through our relationships, of not going into a place of being right or feeling that anyone is inadequate to us, especially in our relationships. We're all so unique and different, and it is to be open and honest and transparent in our relationships, but from a place of love, with no possessiveness or any control or trying to force something or any agenda, any agenda in our relationships, keeping them clear. And we're all learning this now, whether it is with our husbands, wives, life partners, children, extended family, any relationships, friendships. We're learning this now. This is a learning from this solar eclipse up to the lunar eclipse. Some learning. And as we move from the south nodes, this is where the eclipse is tomorrow, just before lunchtime in the UK. We're moving, and it's a time of detoxing. It really is a time of detoxing the old, the toxic, the stubbornness, the wanting to be right, the rigidness, because all that stops us from moving into this beautiful time of the lunar eclipse in Taurus, where this is where we ground our manifestations. Taurus is a earth energy, grounding, loves everything beautiful, loves everything that is in our senses in this material world. So as we come into alignment with that beautiful spirit, our higher self, and allow the old to fall away, and accept our relationships and speak from a place of alignment. As Libra's still there, communicating with our relationships, reminding us to stay in alignment there, not to fly off the handle because somebody's upset us, and then to start to tell everybody in the world about it. It's like, okay, this is coming, this is a charge within me. This is a perception that I have sent out into my reality, and I can do that and do that and do that. Now I am looking at myself, looking at how it's making me feel, and honouring whatever is going on in somebody else's life, and not entangling in it. So yeah, some learning with relationships, and that is forever, ever going through those lessons. The moon is the home, our feelings, our intuition, and wherever we are is at home. When we are comfortable within, we are at home. We will start to vibrate, to come into alignment with that beautiful energy. So the moon is really bringing up our home, how we feel in our home. The moon is the feminine and loving and nurturing. So to really create this beautiful home within us, nothing on the outside can make us feel better. We could sit in the most beautiful home, but if we're still uneasy, the uneasiness, the instability is within us. It's not the home. It's not the outside environment that we will project. So grounding ourselves, grounding this beautiful energy of Venus and the sun and the conjunctions that have all merged together at this time to activate our hearts, to really, and love begins at home. If we can't love our family, the people close to us, and I know that's sometimes difficult, maybe this is a time of forgiveness, of knowing that everything's karmic, and we are moving through such karmic times, and as we forgive, we release that karma. And it's not condoning what anyone else may have done. It's just that we are not carrying that any longer. We are setting ourselves free from that cage, opening ourselves up into that beautiful place of expansion into our higher selves. And then as we connect with our higher self, and the King of Swords is this beautiful energy, this masculine, this sun energy that's coming through, with the beautiful downpouring of light, of codes, of divine information, of life. As we start to feel that and connect with that, it just brings blessings into our life. We have those thoughts that don't hurt our hearts anymore. We love without any pain. We can look back and see those times of our lives that we went through. We can remember them, but there's no emotional pain there. There's love that will never ever go, but there's no pain. There's just love and wisdom and growth. So beautiful cards today, which really do tell us the energy of the week. So we have 7, 8, 9, 29, 28, 8, 9, 10. We're coming to this place of completion. As we move into Scorpio, the time of death and transformation, as we move through those old cycles, let go, open up. We take in more beautiful energy. We nourish those seeds that we have planted deep within us, become nourished and enlivened, enriched by divine source energy. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. And I'm just picking a card now from the Archangel's deck. Oh, there we go. Archangel has just flown out, and this is Archangel Aniel. Spread your wings. The time is right. She's the Archangel of the moon. She brings in the wisdom of the phases of the moon, and as we're working with the moon and the new moon, it's about planting our seeds. So plant those seeds, free of any distortions or contamination from the past. Spread our wings now. She is the angel of grace. She is the angel of integrity. Speaking with integrity, not from any distortion. Acting with integrity. Constantly asking ourselves, are we smiling? And allowing our soul to shine through our face. Completely transparent. Open. Allowing us to fly now as we let go of the baggage of the past, filled with light, filled with transparency. A beautiful archangel, so called Archangel Haniel in, and she helps us with interviews, when we are doing presentations, when we are moving through the moon phases, especially this powerful one. Call on Archangel Aniel. Place your water outside. Allow it to be infused with the healing power of this solar eclipse. It will help to dissolve old emotions that we really are carrying and not even realizing are there, but we will be going in to will react from them. We will be triggered by the outside world because of them. It's time for them to go, so that our emotions become clear. We can connect with the angels, our guides, our loved ones in spirit so clearly without having an entanglement of old emotions. So Archangel Aniel, call her in, feel her energy, which is so beautiful, so uplifting, brings clarity and activates our spiritual gifts, activates our clairvoyance, our psychic abilities of being able to read from a place of absolute cleanseness, absolute purity, that we're not imprinting what we think or our interpretation into any emotions, opening up our spiritual, our psychic gifts in alignment with our higher self, with the divine, beautiful gift from God we are receiving during this time. Be gentle, open up, accept your gifts from God. So I'm sending so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening and day and tomorrow. However, the eclipse may or may not activate you, that's fine. It's just when we're in this awareness and things may start to come up, we know why. We know we are being asked to just sit, take a step back and spend some time in our own space, doing our own healing. So I'm sending so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the new subscribers as well. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much.